Blue Moony, fantasy writer and shy magical library in human skin. Oh, goodness me. November and NaNoWriMo are fast approaching. I'm doing my best to keep calm. Let's turn down our lovely opening music. Bye bye, lovely opening music. Down we go. Let's unmute our lovely chat music. I'm sure I'll figure out a smoother way to do that at one point, but simple is best right now. Simple is best. Yes, with both November and Nano very quickly approaching, I'm doing my best to keep calm and remember the rules that I've set for myself. The main one of those being I am not aiming to win. I am not aiming to win, I am aiming to write. We're going to delve into this story as much as we possibly can while remaining as calm and unstressed as possible. I'm not sure I've been completely calm and unstressed as possible a single day in my life. But we'll try anyway. I guess I just thought of this project so quickly and so soon coming up to November that I just jumped right in. I need to remember to try to be reasonable and to be kind to myself about it. 50,000 words is a lot under any situation, let alone trying to write it with others watching. Yes, we'll get as much as we can done in November, and we'll get the rest done later, although I'm wondering now whether, I had wanted to write the entire story, or the entire first draft at least, while streaming, whether throughout NaNoWriMo or afterwards. I'm just not sure that's going to be realistically possible. I could still try to do a lot of it on stream, but do some of it off just to try to keep it going. But then I wonder if people would be disappointed or miss a bunch of what's going on if I don't write everything with you being able to see it. Again, this is an experiment, and I'm just going to have to be as realistic as possible when it comes down to it. Okay. Ooh, do have some lovely news. I saw the latest update of my model in action. And Blue's model is looking wonderfully, fluidly mobile and beautiful, and I am so grateful to the wonderful artist and rigger who has been working on her. Even if the model's finished throughout November, I'm wondering if I should wait until afterwards to do a sort of introduction stream with it, a not debut or something, I guess. Just so you can all see how lovely she is. And, I don't want to rush into using the model throughout November when I'm already going to be a little preoccupied. Oh, rightio. We should probably jump right into this. So, let's go over here. I have Scrivener open on chapter 3 related stuff, because at the end of yesterday's stream, I think I just tried to throw as much down for chapters, whoops, that's not spelled correctly, chapters 3 and 4 as possible. I did a tiny bit of work during the day on it, just trying to organize 3 and 4 a little bit more, given we already did a little bit of them yesterday. So here's chapter 3's brief outline. So So probably not going to start immediately with the I suppose we could start with the teacher calling her up to talk as they're getting ready to go to the fate readings. I think probably before class might make more sense. They wouldn't have much time to talk immediately beforehand, so teacher talk before class, call aside before class begins, maybe. Then there's the fate reading, very, very uneventful. Got them going to work so we can show a little bit of what the work situation is like, because I think everyone's 16 and older. They're anyone who's not a chosen one, their school hours are reduced, and all of them sort of work in the same place. The have placement at the main neighborhood occupation, I guess, or the area where most of the neighborhood tends to work. Okay, and then after then probably afterwards head straight home. Should probably add to chapter 2, agree to go straight home to Liot. And great treat that Franz has prepared. And Liot doesn't come home. Eventually they search for him, and during the search, a few random people start to, congratulate Min, and, saying we're going to go and watch. It's about to start. And Min and Citra don't know what's going on, so they follow them to a small public square. It wouldn't be completely open to the top, but reasonably open to the elements, as much as possible in the inner city. Public screen. I'll think of something interesting-ish for the screen. It's a little way into the introduction of the new cohort, and just introducing this next kid, really special. Highest. Oh, that's not right. I'm not sure what I was meant to say there. Highest not only our city, but the whole canyon since records began. Liot of whatever their neighborhood's name is. Okay, so what notes have I got for this? Roughly the same here. Yeah, so she is in her last year of school, and I've got them going first. So it wouldn't be before class begins. It would be before. Head to fate reading. Class begins afterwards today. This stuff here, I went into it a little bit in chapter 1, but I'm wondering whether it should be here instead. But I suppose there's a lot happening in both chapter 1 and chapter 3. I can think about it as I'm writing. I mean, I think this chapter will start with a conversation between Min and Citra as they're, going into a classroom or coming up to the school. I might wind up going back to chapter 1 and removing some of their conversation and shifting it here, so long as I can still get Min to the point where she's worrying about her worth. It should work. I'll have a look around at it soon. It's just some notes about them. This is for the teacher talk. I've gone into that in fair detail there, so I'll go into it more in a minute. I'm just trying to think if there's any more notes in my own stuff that you can't see. That belongs there. That's the wrong part I'm looking at. Let's see. I don't think there was much here. Just having a quick look. That's all later stuff. Another thing is, I think when I was looking at this yesterday, I'd originally had the authorities coming for Min in chapter 3, and even more stuff happening after that. But given I am writing this with the intention of releasing it serially online, at least initially, I think in general the ends of the chapters, not everyone has to be a cliffhanger, but it's got to be something there, and finishing just as they're being apprehended by the authorities, it's a good way to finish a chapter. So I'm going to be shifting that to chapter 5, and I've put a few other little things that can happen in chapter 5. Sorry, still just going quickly through my notes, just seeing if I've got anything else there that could be useful in chapter 3. No, I don't think so. Hold on. Oh, this isn't, I don't think this is down there. I'll just pop it over anyway. I don't think I've put that there. No, middle lineup is there. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm looking at stuff for chapter 5 again. Getting mixed up. I think that's all of the notes I've got, so let's see what we can pull together for chapter 3. Let's just get this a bit bigger. That should be fine. So I am sorry, honestly, I'm not feeling too brilliant at the moment, so yeah, I probably sorry for all the sighing. And again, get as far as we can, but I really don't want to burn out before November even hits. I guess I'm just worried about how slowly I'm going. I know I've said we can plan as we go in November, and it's probably the best way to do it. So long as we've got a general idea, it should be fine. I'm just used to going into writing stories a bit more prepared than this. And I guess, given all that, writing is just feeling particularly impossible today. That's all right. We will do our best to push through. We can do this. So let's try. Oh wait, I think there was a random note I came across that actually belonged in chapter 2. Let's just jump over to chapter 2. I don't think it was huge. It was just something for the very end. Just something, or a potential alternative to this, but where is it? Where are we? Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw this in here in case it's useful. In case it's useful, are you gonna change to Garamond like I so want you to? Here's Garamond. No, you did not. Oh well. Trying to tell myself it's not important. See, I was ambitious and did notes. Notes pages. Very full, but up to 10 chapters. I doubt we're going to get there tonight, but we'll just see. Okay, so let's look here. Oh wait, this doesn't belong. This doesn't belong here. Confronted by law enforcement at work. That doesn't happen there. Okay. Let's see. We have Min and Citra walking to school. Have a brief description of the area and then the school as they arrive. School will be, just as cramped as everywhere else there. So, school, very cramped and dark. Yeah. Dingy, dim lighting. Many things in need of repair. TLC. ETC. What are they talking about? See if one of their exchanges originally put in chapter 1 will work better here. Namely, this one, Citra being unhappy with the type of risks that Min takes, saying they're not worth it. I won't do this if I've sculpted chapter 1, so it won't really work without that. But think of something else. If that works best in chapter 1. Alternative should be, or might be better to let's go back on, let's just have it, keep it a general cheerful teens conversation, possibly about favorite chosen ones and upcoming events. Citra doing her best to keep Min's mind off the upcoming. I might just keep calling it a tarot test now. Might do that just for a little bit of consistency. So I'll be able to find it fairly easily if I decide to replace it, as long as I'm consistent. Okay. I think Min should possibly receive some minor ridicule as coming into school. Possibly they think it's in good fun and she's having a laugh with them, but she's not. Yeah, well, some might think that, others just being nasty. I think I've got a note here about people with higher fate counts in the lower cities still using their higher fate counts as clout, I guess, and as an excuse to pick on other people and discriminate. Because, you know, if you've got an excuse, why not use it? Oh dear. I still cling to the hope that people aren't inherently horrible, but I guess it's getting a little harder to believe these days. Let's have a look. I can't see that note about that. Might be best to save that for after the test when they can actually check. I still want some of the minor ridicule / teasing. You know, it's like, you know, Min's favorite day of the year sort of thing. Citra getting a bit barbed under her breath about them. Min possibly did something to keep her from lashing out. Only Min can stop her. You know, she'd only stop herself for Min. Let's see. And maybe it's Min here who says it's all in good fun. Citra, you don't look like you're having fun. Citra about to go on a bit of a rant. Teacher calls Min. Don't know if there's somewhere really private they can go. Space is limited here. Where could they go? Well, I suppose if... I was thinking if most of the class was in there already, they could just go outside, but still people around. Okay, so as Citra and Min are talking, teacher in attendance, etc. I guess as if any of them could forget, but reminding that as soon as... Okay, next signal goes, leaving for tarot tests. Imagine that actually set them up in the school, in whatever gathering space they've got. I suppose technically they could even bring them. It's not like it needs much space or privacy. They could probably just people come and do it in the classrooms. And they are short on space, so. Plus, if we did that and it was people, well, either sort of low-level chosen ones or, lower city people. It's getting a little bit confusing. That's okay. Well, people of higher fate levels than these kids anyway, coming in get a bit of, showing a bit of general distaste towards those of lower fate levels, because probably make that clear from the beginning that there's definite, you know, the chosen ones are the civilized, high up, good people. We're the ones that will affect the world. You're nothing, sort of thing. We even get that with a lot of higher level people who aren't quite chosen ones. But yes, need to make that abundantly clear if it's not obvious from the context. Excuse me, sorry. Okay. Sorry, knocked my mic then. I don't know if you got any sound. Yeah, the way my setup is right now, I've got my microphone right in front of me and my keyboard behind it. And it's working so far. I do have a mic arm, but I can't quite get it to work how I want it to work. And it was a rather cheap one, unfortunately. And yeah, I'll have another experiment with it at one point, but at the moment I'm fairly happy with how this is. Slightly concerned my posture may not be particularly pleased with my microphone positioning. I think I'm slightly hunching. Alrighty, so the tarot tests held in the classroom with 0 privacy. I mean, I was originally thinking, you know, some sort of full body scam, but I don't think that's necessary. Just some way to just do a better reading. I'm guessing it's probably something to do with a blood sample. Yeah, maybe maybe all the tests you can buy and the ones that people carry around just sort of, I don't know, take a sample from skin or hair or something, and blood is a lot more accurate. I don't know, this is starting to sound like drug tests. I suppose that could work. Okay, 0 privacy. Just as simple. I suppose teacher being reassuring, as some people still have difficulty with the tests and worry them a lot. Being reassuring, reminding what's involved, etc. Teacher, you know, talking over teacher in Min's ear. Just a simple blood test, read then and there. Probably read the result out loud and move straight on. Hint of disapproval in the teacher's voice at how the tarot tests are carried out. Well, it's not practically inviting, it is inviting ridicule on those with low accounts. Excuse me. You know, says hopes all keep thoughts to themselves. You know, just because you have an opinion doesn't mean you have to say it. These are your friends, not just numbers. Yes, I suppose we're not going to see much of teacher, and, you know, not too many great adults in general in this series. 1 or 2 all right ones, but the teacher is one of the good adults. And I am going to have to give the teacher a name because, as we know, lower city people do not have surnames. I think they're just known as, name from neighborhood. I think I'm going to have lots of neighborhoods there, and each neighborhood sort of attached to a workplace or an occupation of sorts. Sounding a little similar to another one of my stories in some ways, but this story doesn't focus on this part too much. It goes into a bit more detail in the other story. Let's not worry about it. So given everyone's in there already, and there shouldn't be too many people outside, probably goes just outside the classroom door to talk. Leaves, not leaves, but closes the door with a pointed comment to a student, possibly Cedra, about something, better not catch you, blah blah. I come back in, and some objection from the singled out student to being singled out. Wouldn't be singled out if you didn't give me a reason to do it every single day. Slightly long-suffering teacher, but generally fairly chill. Hopefully. Okay. Well, earlier on during the teacher talk, where are we? Minding that, eldest doesn't work. Oldest students, I'll think of a more eloquent way to phrase it, are up first. As soon as test's over, no discussing them. Straight into school, already losing. Oh, how long would it take? Well, they'd probably be pretty packed in there. And I guess because there's lots of neighborhoods and they're quite small, there'd probably only be 1 or 2 classes for each grade level. I forget why that was relevant. I'm sure it was. Oh, sorry to duck out. I just gotta go check something. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Hello. Sorry, my sweet feline did meander in as I was checking what I had to check. But she wandered out again without any issues. So that's good. I have heard her yowling a little bit as we've been going. But again, no trying to tear the door down. So I'd say that's a win. Okay, so back into teacher talk. What are some of the names that I haven't used yet? Oh, I was wondering about whether to call the teacher Fears, but I'm not sure that suits. There's Rayris. Not sure that suits. What are some of the other ones that I've scribbled down? I used all those ones already. I'll have some more fun with my language generator and fix that up. I'll just call them teacher for now. Here we are. So this is those notes. I'm just gonna. It's probably not quite copying. I suppose since I've gone into so much detail anyway. Just read them over, trying to gently steel her against the coming reality. Still 0 next January. I think we should probably make it more dire than that. This is her last chance. Still 0 in a few days. She'll be taken out of school. Did I have a chance to explain how the day works for students earlier? I think did I during the teacher talking to the students? No, it was only a brief reference. It's explaining how it works. Oh yeah, they're all at the same place, and I don't think I've said Citra's fate levels, they're not ridiculously low. I mean, they're pretty high. She's been promoted. That there's no way she'd be taken as a chosen one, but you know, she's quite possibly going to be shifted to a, higher, in inverted commas, neighborhood and a better job pretty soon. She's probably been a bit scathing about that. Just add that as we go. Let's just shift this over directly because it's already in reasonable detail. Just get that the right size. Where can we put that stuff about Citra? Okay, possibly here. That'd be the opposite will happen for Citra. Reasonably high fate levels. She has been doing serious leveling for a while. Not that many of her tactics would be smiled upon. Oh dear, sweet feline is like yowling outside the door. Oh dear. Cats. I do love cats, but was wondering briefly today whether the city is just loaded with cats. But cats do feature rather prominently in a few of my stories, so maybe not. Maybe not. Or I suppose we could play with it and just have it as a cat-like creature that is, you know, much smaller than these cats and are considered, you know, a bit of a pest, but they're just so cute. I don't know. It'd probably only be a problem in the lower city, and whatever we wind up calling it. And we're not spending too much time there, really. And a lot has to happen when we are there, so that might be an aside that takes up too much space. I'll think about it. Okay, so Citra. If her tests improved more or the same today, likely soon. Moved to a better neighborhood and school job. Sutra, well aware of this and scathing of it, says won't go, but wouldn't have any say in the matter. Min knows she's already started trying to figure out goodbyes with family, DC, at least still be able to see them reasonably often. Luckily, fate not near high enough to become a chosen one. Okay, here I've got the teacher, trying to give this doesn't really work because this was when she still had a bit more time, but I think, yes, making it more dire is a good idea. So maybe teacher had given her many suggestions to increase and offered to loan books. Didn't want to get the teacher in trouble. And I suppose by offering to loan books, it would be, contraband books. Well, contraband for men. He'd in trouble. Plus, well, reading, not a problem. Getting all of her contraband books herself without too many issues. Yeah, this was all for when I originally had it, as Min was not quite so drastically running out of time. Maybe there's some sort of last ditch drastic thing. Maybe something to do with the cliff obstacles. Teacher says would make excuses till she got back. Min can't help but think if she got back. Min admits that already tried. Hoping her fate that way. Sleep. I think I originally had here, yes, that absolutely nothing happened, like not even, almost died sort of thing, as in But to me, that seems a bit more protagonist thinky thoughts. So absolutely nothing happened. Almost fell, got scared, couldn't do it. I think praised for her common sense. I'm not sure that's what it was. Is it she got scared? I think that's a more human sort of response, and I think I prefer that to having some sort of weird feeling related to what her fate eating or anything. I think just got scared. Not sure common sense is what it was. It was, yeah, scared. Understandable. Teacher promising to try to do anything can to help her become a teacher. Promises to keep trying even after she's moved. And appreciates it, you know, a bit of an uneasy feeling that teacher talking about it as though inevitable. Yes, she's already known it's inevitable for a long time. Just strange feeling. Last, last bits of, well, I'll think of a much better word than bits, but last bits of hope ebbing away. Okay, then. Don't think they'll go in yet. I want the people administering the test arrive as they still talking. Cuts their conversation short. So yeah, possibly. Just feel like there'd be. Well, you only really need one person to administer the test, or possibly they'd have an assistant, and I think two soldier entourage guard. Excuse me, whatever it's called. Okay, so test administrator, assistant, two soldier, guard. Administrator is, well, we'll say abrupt, rude. Wants to get on with it. Probably gives men a bit of a filthy look. Oh, it doesn't need to be quite filthy, but distasteful. I don't think they'd remember her as such, because it's probably not the same person running the test for the same people each year, or twice a year. I think I was gonna have it. Distasteful look will do. I'm just going to swap over to the rain sounds that we had yesterday. So turn that up and turn that music down. Just going to see if that can help my brain. Dear, I'm moving way too slowly, but at least we're getting a fair amount of detail. Just wondering whether the assistant, recognizes Min from I don't know, preparing for the job, but no. I don't think anyone's shown any particular interest in Min yet. I think we've talked about that briefly. Excuse me. Recognize her. Recognize them each time. Interest shown in her. Very low. Levels. Disbelief and derision initially, then nothing. Maybe Min wondered about that now and then. How many people have fate particle count of 0? Tried doing some research, couldn't find anything. We don't need to go into any more detail there. We don't need to show them going back in, just having them say, if we could just get on with this and doing the tests. Not sure what order, and probably doing birth order, given no surnames, and plus, they could be using a different alphabet, so doing anything by name I'm not sure would work. Birth order. Suture near the beginning gives the administrator some silent snark as takes reading. Involves using device to prick finger. Sends data to some sort of digital file the assistant is holding. Yeah, some sort of reason for there to be two people. I'm guessing these tests are still to be semi-considered medical procedures. Need to have an expert. So maybe it's slightly more than a finger prick. Maybe it's drawing out a bit more blood. They need a bit more than that. Draw a vial of blood. Requires expert to do the procedure. And in that case, possibly there's 3 people doing the test. There'd be, and 1 administrator and 2 assistants, 1 doing that and other assistant preparing the equipment and stuff. Preparing the equipment, placing needles, etc. Okay. Probably put Min somewhere in the middle. but need to something about the kids' reactions as each count is read out. You know, they're probably all reasonably aware of what each other's counts are. Cheers when go up. Cheers if go down. Probably go down. And for low counts in general. Again, I'm wondering if they think that she is in good fun. Or, you know, just being sheep. I won't use that term, but, you know, just doing what, following the jeers, so the room fills with jeers. This is a small room, remember, and packed, so it's going to be loud in there. Pressed system silence before moving to next. Kid. Yeah, the one holding the tech file also reads out kids' names. Probably before doing the test, just a brief description of setup, the instrument used to take blood and analyze. I think teacher has fairly good rapport with the class and can quiet them down fairly quickly. Min's turn. Lots of whispers and not quite whispers. Sorry, mind wandering. Whispers. Can't quite get my mind around it now, but so in Min's head as, you know, offering how the test feels. Last bastion of hope sort of thing. I mean, she is generally a fairly naturally optimistic person, but she's just been battered so much. Zero, as expected. Still unpleasant, sinking feeling. Occupied by her own reaction, doesn't quite notice she has the loudest reaction from class yet, until teacher. Speaking up. Here are a few comments. She didn't seriously expect it to go up. She 0 since first reading. ETC. Maybe that sparks a little interest, hearing that. That comment sparks some interest in administrator. Always 0 looks back at her previous readings. Interesting. Only interested for a minute. Oh, only mildly interested for a minute. Moves on. Just have, been not paying much attention throughout the rest. Ears ringing on and off as room explodes and quietens again. Oh dear, as always, taking too long. Brief thoughts within. Disappointing, not unexpected. Bit of a self-pep talk, preparing herself for what will come next. I should probably add, only mildly interested for a minute, and then, we'll be in contact soon. Then moves on. Next, reminding herself, still see her family all the time. And even, will make life easier for Grans and Liot. Oh, but will it? I think she thinks that initially, but wait. She's the one bringing in the most income already. Figuring how much she can send while still paying her own rent and expenses. Might need to get Liot's help for this. So just in general, working the problem. Pulling herself out of the funk. Okay. I don't want to sort of move straight in order from what will be happening here. I think we'll have to have this and then sort of have a bit of a scene jump to at work. We won't spend very long here, probably no more than a few paragraphs to show the work situation. I haven't quite decided what they're doing yet. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Oh dear. Yawning all over you. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna grab a drink of water, sorry. Just a few paragraphs to show the work situation. What can they be doing in the city? The main job. Well, I suppose no, I did sort of want most of them to be at the main job. There's others, of course, that probably they will get assigned their jobs generally based on fate. This might be the best place to have this. But most will wind up working here the rest of their lives. Maybe some kind of factory. I'll think about it. I'm really not sure. I haven't thought enough about this yet. I will give it some more thought, but that will be a reasonably easy thing to change in later drafts if I change my mind. What else could it be? I mean, they could also... I suppose it just feels a little odd just having each neighborhood being attached to a occupation. I suppose as well it's not all of them. Maybe 3/4 of the neighborhood sort of all work in the one industry, and the rest are scattered around in other jobs. Sorry. This probably isn't something I should be getting bogged down over. We can figure it out. Oh, I didn't pop this over here. You could probably work with the teacher talk. Have it being after 16. Not sure exactly where to pop it, but put that there to figure out where it goes. Excuse me. Well, given this is all just notes and I'm wanting each chapter to be about 2,000 words, it's going to be the chapter will have enough words, it seems. Work. So maybe just at work, Sitra also, trying to console/cheer up men. A few comments from older workers. Maybe some wishing her luck. Citra annoyed. How fast does gossip travel here? Some snide, some wishing her luck. I suppose having such a low fate in this world in any situation makes you a bit of a local punching bag. Maybe just comment somewhere there about the local fate punching bag. No, easy target. Excuse Excuse me, sorry. More yawning all over you. God, my eyes are actually closing. I didn't think I was this tired. So we can't... I've got to get further than this. I'm stressing myself out by moving so slowly. I'll think of something else. But maybe Sita ask if I want to go hang out on the cliffs with friends. Not close friends, but friends. Min declines. Promised Liot go straight home. Probably needs a hug. Plus Grand's made treats. We'll figure out something. Use some world building there. World building treats. At home. Smell in apartment. I won't try to describe it here because I don't know what she's made, what Grant has made yet, so. And in goes to eat one. Grant's teasingly stops her. Wait for the yacht. What does Min do while she's waiting? Well, Grant's daring to hope asks how her test was. Same as ever. He stops her after one. Same as ever. With mouthful. Grans, shoulder slump. There's only a few days left with her. Same sort of pep talk that Min gave herself. Not like we weren't expecting it. We'll be expecting you over for dinner every day. So will yacht. Passing time waiting for yacht. Min. She's probably got a bunch of borrowed books from the library she can go to, so tries to read. As more and more time passes, concentration down and down. Min frequently late. The yacht never is. So I should probably have a comment here. Really, what yet's not here yet. It's never late. Dinner time. Liot had planned to do food world building. I'll figure it out later. Liot had planned to make something. Ingredients untouched. Friends and Min both getting worried. I'll probably have Grant's search too. Who would they ask? Possibly, maybe there's another neighbour's kid who Liot sometimes spends time with. I mean, probably not really close friends, because Liot's probably doesn't have any really close friends. But, spends time with occasionally. Or maybe not even spends time with a neighbor's kid. No, if he was in the same class, that wouldn't work because he'd know Leot was dragged out after his test. But if everyone's in the same class, I suppose could be more than one class. They're just big classes. It's one school in the neighborhood. Leot sometimes. Just feel like if they ask anyone Leot's age in the neighborhood, they'd probably know something was up already. So maybe not asking a neighbor, maybe just worried. Maybe just ask around at neighbors. No one's seen him. Try to lead into it, but Citra joins them. Oh no, Citra's out with friends, so as she's coming back, Citra hails them as she comes back. They're coming out of it. Neighbor's house. What's going on? Then explains the situation. Citra, very worried. Only up sensible and adores him. The three search. I think Grands goes off to search particular places. Where would we go? And Min, Citra. Min and Citra, where would they go to search? I'll decide later. I need to keep moving. Searching, find some kids from his class, ask where he is. You'll look a bit, I'm not quite sure how to describe it, just say, you know, he was dragged out, but maybe, you know, I don't know what order they'd say this, but this one has to happen. So it didn't say his score, made some kind of call. The end of the tests asked him to go with them. Then here, we're wondering what does that mean. I'm guessing it just doesn't even occur to any of them, except maybe Citra, who doesn't say anything. What's going on? Yeah. We're really not going to get very far with planning these next few days, are we? Oh well, maybe I just can't go in this kind of detail. I like being prepared in this way. Yeah, as a show starts up. Local. What do I call it? Courtyard clearing square. Seatra's eyes widen. Hurry towards men and kids follow. What were the kids doing? So kids fooling around with a game. Men and kids follow. Where did I pop this note? Is this up here? Where is it? I was just reading it out, wasn't I? Put it somewhere else there, but oh yeah, I probably did. I no. Oh, there it is. That'll do. Let's see, Citra can look grim. What the? Middle of the lineup is, well, okay, like he wished he was anywhere else was not. Oh dear. Oh, that's something. There, we can put that with the conversation. Still got Sace there from when she was Sace. So, conversation. Min and Citra both have strong opinions on things that don't really matter and clash over them. Usually in fun. Okay, that is a quite detailed chapter 3 planned out. Have you heard of planners and pantsers as different types of authors and how they write, and how planners get everything together in serious detail, whereas pantsers just go for it, doing practically no planning. I really wish I could be a pantser sometimes. Well, maybe once we get into it a little bit and we've got these first ones planned, I'll be feeling it enough that I can pants my way through a few chapters, and then I can be a plantser. Okay, let's have a look at chapter 4. Okay, these are the ones that I threw down quickly yesterday. And I think that covers, not in huge detail, but reasonable detail what's going to be happening. And I don't think I can afford to go into as much detail as I have throughout here. Let's just make this a bit bigger. Bit bigger. Okay. So, chapter begins with Liot being interviewed by, some kind of official, not the same person who administered his test. I've got the, my note says, official looked bored. I think official will be more increasingly frustrated. More more than bored by Yacht's answers / lack of answers / Liot in general. Official asking about what he's good at, his hobbies, his achievements, his plans in life for becoming chosen one. Seems odd to ask about plans given, people's plans generally don't matter. It's what they're told to do. I'll keep that there anyway. Keep it there for now. Talents. DC. Not getting much. It seems to, press them. Liot giving, just trying to think how exactly he'd be answering. He's frightened. He's definitely not trying to be evasive. He just isn't sure how to answer. Not sure how to answer what they want him to say. Wants to say what they want to hear to stop them looking. So, I'm frustrated with him. And disjointedly, bit garbled. Babbling, anxious, answers, falling quiet when official raises voice and cuts him off. Maybe answers about housework, cooking, card. Playing cards. Possibly ask about school subjects. Yeah, probably sees looking at his school reports and such as asking seems redundant. No way would Liot ever mention anything along those lines. Knows his reports are pretty grim. That's what he thinks about school, DC. Doesn't hate it, but has trouble with mumbles with people. I do want the maths to be brought up with the finances, but I think he'd probably forget to say that because he'd just include that with sort of the housework. How does, finances and good with numbers come up? Don't know where it is, but same to soldiers. Oh, that's an important one. Yes, official asking. Well, asking him. I'm guessing it's just there to ask on a list. Or was told to ask this. I don't know, or maybe it's just meant to be rhetorical. Asking rhetorically why he wasn't picked up and had a reading when parents died. Beyond, affected by the mentioning of his parents, tries to give some kind of answer. His cut off wasn't talking to you, was rhetorical. So here, brief recap. Everything that led to this moment. Yeah, I'm still just trying not to worry too much about word length. I know I spent a while earlier on just trying to figure out exactly what I have to do to not go ridiculously over my count. But it's just not something I can spend too much time worrying about, otherwise it will bog me down so much. But at the same time, I really don't want this to be so long. This is one reason I could never be traditionally published at this point. Okay, briefly recap everything that led to this moment. Well, we already know from the kids that his reading wasn't read out, and he was taken away afterwards with them. So the moment his level wasn't read out, started feeling sick. 10 times more when asked to come with them. What would transport be like in there? I don't think there's any real room for anything apart from maybe personal scooters in the inner city, but maybe be a walk. Maybe walk to some kind of elevator. Well, given most of the inner city is underneath, might be service elevators somewhere in most neighborhoods. Maybe not most, maybe in a nearby better neighborhood, so sort of escorted out of neighborhood into next one. Elevator. Existence just suddenly feeling like unreality for him. Taken into a dream/nightmare scenario. I suppose brief description of his first step into city corridor need big contrast. because he hasn't been to the outer city before. The only outer city places Min's been to are, you know, at the very edges, and are not exclusive for chosen ones. I suppose in that sense, the ones that aren't exclusive chosen ones, you know, they're nice, but they're not this. Brief description, first step to an outer city corridor. A chance to really marvel. Shh, my sweet feline, it's okay. Being prepared, go camera, very little is explained. Brief recap of live intro to cohort. A few words exchanged with one or two others, or Leo just listening to them talking, him unable to reply directly addressed. Maybe someone is a bit aggressive about it, called off by someone saying, he looks like he's in shock. Then all of them look in shock when Leot's 8 levels read out. He in shock too, first time he hears it. Thinking now that they wanted his reaction live. Honestly, lucky he didn't faint. After this show, all taken to temporary lodgings. Excuse me. I'm guessing these temporary lodgings are all separate rooms. So it's kind of... and I was just wondering who needs hotels here, but they do have people travel from other cities, so there would be something like hotels there. Hotel, like lavish, well, small but lavish single rooms. Food, and probably fresh clothes, etc. in drawers and cupboard. Brief description of room. Only brief because this is all looking back. Can't spend too much time with it. So, more information tomorrow. Get some sleep. Possibly the ominous. You're going to need it. Tomorrow. Congratulations. First, get some sleep. You're going to need it. Try to eat hearing Min's, chiding his mind. But he couldn't busy during interview. Maybe with interview being, well, woken up, given short time to rest and eat, taken to room, interview, going all morning, finally over. No idea really what meant to achieve. Collected by, I haven't decided exactly, it's the people who work there, so I suppose staff is the easiest thing to say. The staff are all probably high-level people who aren't chosen ones, or high-fate people who don't quite qualify as chosen ones. I mean, you know, this is probably one of the best jobs you could get. Oops. Chosen one can get. Excuse me, sorry. I'm yawning everywhere. What order should we do this stuff? I think maybe taken to meet cohort and settle into dorm. Describe. Well, maybe not meet the whole cohort. I don't think the dorm is everyone. We don't really want everyone together, do we? Maybe it's 4 people to a room? Or do they have separate rooms and one sort of main area? I'm not sure. Shared living room and shared, well, they probably have their study in their own room, so a shared common space. That probably makes more sense given their situation. I'm sure many would tolerate, sharing a dorm with so many people. Excuse me, sorry. Space, so meet roommates. All exploring the dorm and, provided clothes, stuff, so gifts, probably really ostentatious. If I can spell it. I cannot spell it. Ostentatious flowers. Leot be particularly mesmerized by them. Will think about his reaction if she saw them. Possibly hear it hit. He's probably never going to see milligrams again. Leot's a crier, so cry. maybe one roommate try to look after him, others a bit disgusted. I'm not sure if disgusted is the right word, but along those lines. Okay. So they're probably eating at the same time. Maybe. Wrong place. Wrong place. Left for them to know each other. Usually we'll eat with others. Do you think normally eat with others, or they can just order what they want and eat in their dorm? That might... Yeah, maybe for breakfast at least they eat there, but just lunch today. Well, either order breakfast to their rooms or breakfast stuff provided. Let's just keep it as this, and there is an option for ordering and eating in groups, which the yacht will probably take most of the time until told not to. Dear, soon collected for orientation. Kind of like the idea that they're not really left to their own device as much. They're always being led around places. It just feels like something that would happen here. Excuse me, sorry. Oh dear, probably some buffering. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Orientation. Well, this orientation first time in classroom. Whole cohort of age group in the one class. It wouldn't be very big at all. And because this is the youngest one, they're all, kind of new, except for the handful who were picked up early. For everyone else, for older ones, they'd be entering already established cohorts, so I guess that comes with its own difficulties, but we can discuss that with maybe another character later. Oh dear. In the one class, how many should there be? So I think 3 who were picked up early. And maybe maybe 16. 16. We can change that, but 16. Identified day before. This is 16 out of the whole city. I guess something I haven't talked about is, what about the children of chosen ones? I'm guessing they all attend much better schools in the outer city, but what happens if they've got really low fate? Maybe there's some sort of loophole or something when if you're the kid of a chosen one, you get an exception and you get to hang out there. I don't know, I hadn't thought of that yet. That's something we'll have to go into. I just have to throw that into stuff to include. What about children chosen ones? What sort of education do they receive? Well, maybe they just do they automatically get accepted as a chosen one, even if their fate levels are low? I guess it's just assumed they will go up, and generally they do, because given all the opportunities in the world to raise them. Okay, I think that's an important thing. So that's not what we want with the outline. Okay. So what we want really then, it was 3 who were picked up early from the inner city. And it just seems... Okay, so we're going to need many more than that. So 16 identified the day before. And kind of be a fair number, wouldn't it? Children of chosen ones. But I suppose I haven't really talked about exactly how many chosen ones there are at any one time. Possibly as many as 100. Well, let's just go just below that and say 96 children of chosen ones. I suppose they wouldn't have been on the program, the show the day before, because it was, already known that they'd be here. And I don't think the 3 who were picked up early would have been there. Possibly have them say on the show, would be joining these ones. Where did we say that? Here we go. Is it? Said during the show that they'd be joining the rest of their cohort. Numbers who maybe including so-and-so's child, so-and-so being a big name, expecting a lot from their kid. I reckon they'd possibly do some creative, fate level manufacturing to ensure chosen one's kids make the cohort. I mean, I don't think there's a limit to the number of people in a cohort. Well, I guess this just means maybe if the kids of chosen ones are automatically in, even if that sort of takes some creative fate level manufacturing. The ones who they take from the inner city would have to probably meet a much higher standard. Therefore, would probably have levels much higher than not all of them, but most kids of chosen ones. And a lot of kids of chosen ones have similar or even lower levels than a lot of people in the inner city. Let's see. Yes, I'm surprised it took me so long to think about that. Of course that's important. I wonder whether should Briok be a child of chosen ones, because then he'd, so we can add going against his parents and family as well. This time the classroom. Oh, that's a big. I suppose just have a massive hall. But they wouldn't really want to do lessons. Well, most lessons wouldn't take place in that big place. It's just a kind of meeting hall, lecture hall. So here, introduce them to what the program will look like, what to expect, other aspects of life, maybe a tour of the facilities. So I guess it's some sort of training compound. All their rooms are probably separate to it, but really nearby. So just a big area where all the apartments belong to the kids. Tour of the facilities. Small classrooms. Gyms, library. Again, be out to think of his reaction to the library. First stab. This is so unfair. It belongs here, not me. I think I want to mention here with the orientation. This might be going slightly Hunger Games like, but I kind of like the idea of, stylists and people designing particular sort of uniforms for each cohort and, you know, designing entire wardrobes for each poor kid. I suppose once they have money, they can go out and get what they want to, but they're just being given all of this, and, you know, why not wear it? So maybe just say cohort uniforms almost ready. Have meetings with stylists soon. And I guess we can have in the next chapter, a whole sort of, I like makeover sort of scenes, but, you know, this is more unpleasant, uncomfortable type. Oh dear. Where can the faux pas I was thinking Leok could make? Probably right at the end to make that a bit of a cliffhanger. Or, you know, tension at the end of a chapter. Excuse me, sorry. I was aiming to have 50 chapters. I should probably try not to think about that too hard. If I can get it done in less, I'll get it done in less. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I guess I'm tired. Well, let's see how we go. I think chapter 5 will probably be a shorter one because pretty much just need Min to get caught and whatever leads up to that. Tour of the facilities. Given time to relax and talk while each called in individually. Discussions about the future. Did I say this? Is this quite late now? Probably quite late. Okay, so dinner together. Probably all being cold. Where are we? This meeting. Maybe it's too soon for this. I probably need, like, each kid gets their own sort of team to work with them. Time to relax and talk. We should probably maybe shift the private sessions somewhere into chapter 6. And throughout the first week, private sessions to discuss futures, shape skills. And instead of that, till Joe comes assigning guardians to, well, I guess it's new recruits, because I'm guessing all the chosen ones have parents to do that job. But I suppose their parents are busy doing their stuff, but the guardians, the assigned guardians all have their own jobs too, so yeah, generally all the kids of chosen ones have parents to do that job. And the three who were picked up early would already have guardians. I was just wondering if the kids of chosen ones would stay at home or if they'd move to the dorms. I think it's more likely they'd move to the dorms. You know, it's like a boarding school thing, but, you know, right next door to home. It feels a little odd. That's okay. Okay. This way of being assigned a guardian is news to Liot. Watching the show. How are they assigned? It's not at random. I don't think they get to choose. Maybe done sort of like how athletes are chosen. I don't know. How athletes are chosen, like a draft or something. I'll think about it, but we got here, so I don't think it gets Liot is angry at someone else. Such high level wasted on someone so useless. This show not only going over fate levels, also score reports. Do you see in the interview from that morning? Finally, it makes sense. And so there's probably make some kind of faux pas. Well, it won't be with an older chosen one because they're all the same there, but with a child of prominent chosen ones doesn't show respect expected from someone from the inner city. So, yeah, it seems a majority of kids of chosen ones see themselves as better than those who come from the inner city. Probably not all of them, but most of them, given they've been born into this. I can't believe I didn't think about the kids' chosen one sooner. That's important. Maybe get some comfort from roommate. Don't worry, this doesn't last. As soon as you're in the club, you're in the club. So as soon as they start to act like them, I guess, as soon as they're swept up in the lifestyle, they're one of them. Yeah, so 5's meant to be pretty short. Where are my notes? There we go, this one. So a few days after the yacht is taken, Min is expecting to be moved any day now. Gren's trying to stay cheerful, not as successful as usual, in wondering about talking to Gren's friends, seeing if there's any way Gren's could move in with any of them once Min has to leave. Briefly go over how they're handling the yacht being gone. House already fallen apart, but it's not really the important thing. She misses her brother. Mixed and difficult feelings about the situation. Probably a spike of jealousy. Well, out of her system now. In general, do feel happy for him. Spectacular opportunity to do amazing things. Won't take that away from anyone, especially not her brother. At the same time, no, he never wanted this. But he's probably terrified and alone. Just wants to come home. Min and Citra investigating possible ways they'd be allowed to contact him, come up with much. Maybe he can find a way to contact them. Seems both more and less likely somehow. Doubt would be allowed. maybe Min and Citra chatting by the cliffs. Here we can have description of the cliff obstacles, watching people do them besides the town square, whatever they call it, or the neighborhood space, whatever it is. This is where most people gather, spend time. Probably be lots of little platform like areas on the edge of the cliff, connected by narrow ladders / staircases. Obstacles around and below. So this would probably be right on the edge of the city, because or I suppose beneath the city. This would be mostly beneath the city, and probably be completely shaded by the city. Ugh, it's just not happening today, is it? The city overhead, lit up well by electric lighting. So maybe it's here they're chatting about how to check in on the yacht, what their options are. Also chatting about both of their packing, getting ready to make respective moves up and down the pecking order. Both, being fairly optimistic about it, talking about seeing each other every other day. They know, having friends in other neighborhoods isn't smiled upon. I'm not quite sure how to do the transition, but scene change into... I don't know whether to go straight into work or very brief at school the next day. Maybe teacher gives some reassurance that's still doing all he can. This after Min receives a letter at school saying, be prepared next morning to move, given job assignment in new neighborhood in the letter. At work, this place for the last time. Showing Citra letter. Citra show hers. Not impressed by her job assignment. Realizes fairly it's probably fairly quickly. This all happens fairly quickly. Troll comes for Min. Told to come with them. Min confusion. Holding a letter. Thought wasn't happening until tomorrow morning. Why would there be a whole patrol of soldiers to collect her anyway? Not really give her a chance to process. Citra. Don't know what she says here, but I thought I had some notes of what Citra says. Where are we? Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, isn't it? So, Min goes numbly. I think they'd probably say, you know, assignment been voided. Probably do have to go the whole under arrest sort of thing, pending investigation into something technical. We'll figure it out. Critical of after another month patrol. About people with low fate having no agency. Try to run during fate of no agency. Citra defending and, you know, why would she run? Idiot. Where would she go? Where hide? Shift that there. Idiot. Not getting sassy with the patrol. Soldier hits Citra. Min tries to go to her and is grabbed from behind. Min ducks, automatically throws him over her and goes to Citra. She says she's so proud, but she should have done that. And realize exactly what she's done. Apprehended. her or take her to for some stupid reason. Excuse me, sorry. Too much yawning. Oh, I probably shouldn't try to do any more. Probably gonna fall asleep soon. I just wish I could get through more each day. Maybe I should try. Where are we? That's exactly where I was before. To get more of these very brief ones done during the day, if or when I can. And then hopefully the rest will come quicker. I suppose I did that today and I still only got through 3 chapters, but still better than nothing. Maybe we can still aim to get through planning all of part 1. I'll see if I can get some time to do anything tomorrow. I suppose we can always spend some of the 31st working on plans as well before jumping in and trying to do a little bit of the writing itself when it ticks over into November. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm guessing I should probably leave it at that for tonight. Let's just pop over here into the mostly empty notes. I guess it's still, I just don't know exactly what's going to be happening in each Liot chapter. The Min ones are slightly more planned, but I need to figure out where everything's going for Liot, so maybe I can try to spend some time tomorrow thinking about it a bit. Oh dear. Just having a look here. Yes, I mentioned yesterday that because I'm having some trouble figuring out how to exactly end streams, I was wondering, yes, whether I should do something like sing some of the parting glass at the end of every stream. I think it could work. I'll have to learn it properly. I don't know it too well at the moment. So when I sing it now, the tune's probably not going to be exactly right, but I'll learn it properly. I'll learn it properly soon. Oh, I should probably see how we go. I'm not well warmed up, sorry. But yes, I think I should probably get into the habit of singing a few lines of it and then just moving on to the ending screen without worrying anymore. So, shall see you tomorrow. We'll try to do a little bit more chapter planning. As I said, I'll try to do a bit more organising with the very brief outlines for the next few chapters before streaming tomorrow. Just in an attempt to speed things on. And I did do that today, and we did speed things on a little bit. We got through 3 chapters instead of 2. But I suppose I'd already done a tiny bit on 2 of them, so things never work out quite as you plan, do they? But again, trying to think positively, trying to remember my rules, not aiming to win, we're aiming to write. And with that, let's give this a go. Sorry. Let's try this. Of all the money that here I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that here I did, alas, was to none but me, and all I've done for want of wit to memory now I can't recall. So fill me to the parting glass. Good night and joy